Welcome to this presentation on communication and interaction in online hearings. My name is Laura Ervo. I am professor in Procedural Law at the University of Helsinki in Finland. We will explore how fairness is created and experienced in general and especially in virtual court environments. This video is intended for legal professionals, especially judges and court staff, as well as anyone involved in online hearings. To all of you who feel familiar with this picture, the ideal and then this chaos in the reality. We try to tackle those problems and find the reality which is similar to this ideal situation, even in online settings. And therefore, this video is also useful for policymakers and researchers interested in procedural justice in digital settings. Learning objectives and the main aim of this video is to understand normative and perceived fairness in general and their main elements, and then those challenges and how to tackle them in achieving online fairness. By the end of this video, you will understand the difference between normative and perceived fairness. You will learn the key elements that form fairness in legal procedures, and we will identify the main challenges in online environments and some tools to solve those problems. And this film introduces the building blocks of procedural fairness. It explains how communication and interaction influence fairness, and we will also discuss challenges in virtual hearings and present practical tools to address them. Communication and interaction is those two main elements in fairness, both when we are at present and also in online situations. And they are the key elements in normative and perceived procedural fairness. Normative fairness refers to whether procedures meet legal standards, and perceived fairness focuses on how participants experience the process. However, the main elements are similar from those both perspectives, and legal standards, if followed, are normally also experienced as nice and comfortable situations. Communication and respectful interaction are essential for both. Treating people with dignity is a core principle, and they are also legal elements and the key contents of normative fairness and legal safeguards. Based on empirical studies, participants appreciate the same elements in real situation and feel the situation fair if those main elements are followed. Therefore, communication and interaction and treating people with respect are the most important three questions. And now we will put this into procedural context and in the context of courts and trials. And it's important to understand that there has been a shift in how we view the role of judges. Instead of facing authority, the focus is now on service and support. So the shift is from judicial power to court service. And therefore, judges are seen as facilitators of fair processes instead of authorities and that type of powerful actors. And this shift reflects that change from judicial authority to court service, and the perspective has moved from external to internal. How we feel, what kind of needs we have who are here participating in this hearing or court procedure. And therefore, the perspective is also from a retrospective approach to a forward-looking one. How to help you, how to get and find tools to survive your normal, happy life also in the future after this situation, which has led to court proceedings. And therefore, the communication, the successful communication is the main tool to achieve this court service, where parties and other actors are seen more like clients. And fairness relies on this meaningful communication and active participation. All parties must have equal opportunities to present their case, and the main tool is language and understanding also about cultural context, how we react, how we use language, what do we mean by body language and even words. These components form the basis of modern procedural justice. So fairness, both normative, legal one, and preserved how we experience it, it relies on authentic communication, interaction, and active, factual, and equal participation, so that all actors have the same rights and tools to realize it in practice, to interact in an active, factual, and equal way. So these elements form the foundation of modern procedural justice. And the essential tool is to understand language and culture. Now, the central question is how this kind of fairness can be achieved online in digital settings. We understand that there are some extra challenges if we need to do this online without feeling, smelling, seeing, experiencing the other actors in the same space. How we can ensure fairness in an online environment where communication is mediated by technology. Somehow it's no longer authentic in the same way, in the traditional way in courtrooms. So there are 5 key elements. Respect. Participants must feel valued. Neutrality. The process must be unbiased and transparent. Trustworthiness. The judge must appear honest and reliable. Understanding. Participants must follow the process. Engagement. Everyone must be able to participate actively. And we understand that online settings cause extra challenges in each and every key element because the situation is not the same, it differs. Okay, now we need some practical tools to reach both normative and experience-preserved fairness in online settings. And please keep in mind that this is about judicial communication. These are not only practical tools. Practical tools are needed to achieve this objective, but normative fairness is consisting of the same elements, and normative fairness is based on both national and international legislation, treaties and laws. It must be followed as all of you as a professional actor know. And some practical tools are needed, some kind of list of main components when we have this online situation, which is a bit more challenging and different. Communication is the main tool how to make a good communication in legal settings which are online. I have written a short list. Clarity. Clarity helps participants to follow instructions. Predictability reduces uncertainty. Transparency builds trust. Empathy acknowledges participants' challenges. Consistency ensures equal treatment. And these strategies enable fair participation also in digital settings. If you follow this list and if you pay some extra attention to each and every element on this list. By doing so, judges can actively promote fairness through nice and successful communication, even in online situations. So these tools are practical. It's our toolbox to realize and support fairness. And by following these tools, we can ensure both active, equal, and factual participation, which are those main components in normative fairness, for instance, based on Article 6 in European Convention on Human Rights. If parties feel heard, respected, and understood, we are done. In that case, we have achieved both the legal normative fairness and for sure they also feel that the proceedings were fair and successful. So if parties feel heard, respected, and understood, this integrates both normative and preserved fairness. This combines both the legal correctness of procedure and the participants' experience of them. Fairness is achieved when participants feel heard, respected, and understood. And if you can achieve this goal, you have for sure fulfilled also legal normative expectations and legal safeguards. In conclusion, fairness in online hearings depends on thoughtful communication and interaction. For further practical guidance, consult the European best practice recommendations for remote hearings. Thank you for your attention.